What's good, everybody? It is your boy Underdog Flat, aka Clutch AK 24/7, and we are here giving you guys some help when it comes to franchise. You guys have seen videos here on the channel of gameplay tips on how to play the game, how to get certain people open, certain formations, certain defenses, play defense. But this is actually how now you can combine that to how to get your players upgraded even faster when it comes to franchise mode. You guys can see franchise, we instantly go and join one that's online. And I'm basically going to show you guys a few tips and tricks on how to be better. So we're just going to go ahead. Let's just do this autosave one with the Cowboys here and show you guys a few tricks and things that you guys can do when you get in here and how to upgrade your players even more. Here, when you go to train the first week of the preseason, like I said, you always go here to training camp. You do your training camp, get it to gold, and then you get your breakouts and things of that nature. We already done covered that. Everybody knows about that. And if you get one just like this, that you can have training camp and you can have your weekly strategy, go ahead and do that. But now here's other things that you guys can do to get yourself the best. So after you go ahead and do your strategies, yes, we already know about this, I don't have to do that. What you're gonna have to do is go here to your weekly plan and set it up for the best thing of your scheme. So here with your weekly plan, I feel like whether if you're a runner or a passer, you go to 350 plus team passing yards, or you go over here to 200 rushing yards. And I'm gonna show you why. Just sit here and do that in a second. You go over here to defensive coordinator. I always would do it to allow 24 points or less, because if you know that you're gonna blow somebody out, then yeah, go ahead and put it up to one of these. But to be the safest and still get 3 good points to add towards it, I do 24 points or less. If I hit it, I hit it. If not, then it's all good. Offensive coordinator, you always want to put this at 400 offensive yards, because you see here on the bottom, 200 yards gets you 2 franchise points. But if you see in the middle, 100 franchise points will get you 1. If you go all the way up here to 400 offensive yards, that's passing and rushing. So you can have 100 running and 100 passing, and it counts for 200 offensive yards. Best thing to do is just put this at 400, because if you get that 200, instead of getting 4 franchise points for 200, you can sit here and get 4 for 200 up here. It is way easier. Even if you do not hit that 400, you know, if you get 3 whatever, even if you hit your 350 right here, yes, you'll get it for 4. But it is much easier doing this, because if you get that 400, you're getting 8 points off the wazoo. And then you stack that with 450 offensive yards here as your head coach. Now it doubles. So half of 450 is like, I want to say it's 275. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like 275. If you hit your 200, yeah, you get that 4. But you also, at this point, oh yeah, divided by 2. Oh, 225. My fault. It's 225, not 275. I'm sitting here tripping. Half a weight right now. So if you hit 220, if you hit that 200 and get 4, now you hit that 225. You can get 5 added extra to that. So now you're getting 9 instead of the 8 that you get here. So you already is at an advantage. And then if you hit the 400 here, that gets 8. Now you hit 450, you add 10 extra. So that's 18 franchise points alone just from getting 450 offensive yards. So that's the best one to stack. 5 offensive touchdowns. You could stack this one with the 400 yards and also with the weekly plan of 5 rushing touchdowns. So basically 5 offensive touchdowns and 5 rushing touchdowns, that can get you 20 points. Basically, I think it is 3 rushing touchdowns and 3 offensive touchdowns get you that 5. So you could stack that up with that. But the best thing I feel like is just the yards. The yards is the easiest one to do with this. Force 3 turnovers, you could do that, whereas a fumble or as a pick. 5 rushing touchdowns, that just seems like it's a lot. I mean, you can pass the ball down towards like the 1-yard line and then run it in and get that. But I think the safe thing is just go ahead and go for the yardage. It's the best thing to do. And like I said, go in your focus players here. You pick on a mini game, and then you pick on the one that you want to do. You can even get a chance to get a breakout there, get that extra 750 with it as well. Go ahead and start your training, and you can go ahead and do it just like that. Now, another thing that you can do to go ahead and upgrade your players even more is basically checking their goals. Okay, so here on, let's just go ahead and try for a Trey Lance. Let's see, 24 years old. Here, if you look at his goals, you guys can see weekly goals, nothing is there yet. Season goals is nothing there. I don't know why, but weekly and season goals is all in legacy goals. I don't know why. They haven't fixed that. They will fix it down the line. But for right now, it's all in legacy goals. Now, what I wanted to say, which I think I didn't say at the start, this is a video for people that don't know franchise and people that do know franchise but don't know certain stuff in here. If you know everything, then cool, that's great. But there's going to be people that watch this that don't know it, and I want to get that info out to everybody so you guys all have a great experience for playing the game. So you go ahead down here to legacy goals. You guys can see he gets 11,000 XP for reaching 30 passing touchdowns, and then 10 season rushing touchdowns. 10 of them. You get 11K for that. Now, all the rest of this is that you can hit, oh, actually 500 season rushing yards too. You get 747. That's really okay. You get all this other legacy stuff here that goes towards your legacy. But then if you keep scrolling down, 3,500 season passing yards also gives you 11,000. One best QB award, so you get best QB, you get that. You get MVP, you get 26,250 XP to add to your player. And then you stack with MVP with Offensive Player of the Year, you can get close to 42K XP. It's a lot of XP that is just sitting here. You can just have people playing because it's your favorite player. But if you hit these goals for these players, you get to stack them up even more than they already are. And it's even better that you have this 11,000 here on people that are at a young age in an X Factor, young age superstar, because you know the bar to upgrade them is even shorter if they have a superstar X Factor. So let's just say with an X Factor 22-year-old, let me see who's the youngest player in the NFL that has a dev on him. Okay, CJ Stroud, perfect example. He has superstar on him. Can't really look for his can't really look at his stuff there, but as you guys can see, his XP bar up there is 5,662. That 11K XP could get him close to 2 upgrades just off that alone. Now we're gonna look at another spot here. Again, we're just gonna go look at roster, see anybody here. Okay, that's 22 years old. Yeah, I mean, I want younger than that and an X Factor. There you go, Kyle Hamilton at 23 years old. I mean, I don't know why it's more XP for him. I guess because he's 23 years old or whatever. But like I said, you take a look at him and look at all of their, you look at their goals and stuff, and you can see if they're worth upgrading or not. You guys see he's 30 years old, normal, 16K XP just to upgrade him. And you guys can see here, you get those same touchdowns that you would get with Trey Lance. It's not going to be the same payout because the older they are, the less rewards they're going to get. One MVP is 13. That's not even going to upgrade him even more. So you find somebody on the roster that is very, very young. So let's say actually somebody who I really love in the game, Kalen Carson. Shout out to my man, Kalen. But I use this man in CFM so much. You guys can see he gets 3,841 XP to use to upgrade him. You go over here to his goals, you guys can see 17,575 XP to literally upgrade your person. So if we go ahead and do that math, 17,575 divided by, what was it, 3,800 and what was it again? It was 41. That means he could get 4 upgrades. Literally 4 upgrades just from hitting an in-season goal. And that's very, very good. All you have to do is hit 1 goal and he gets 4 upgrades. That's amazing, especially for a young person that you're always going to play. He's going to get those upgrades for you. And then you tackle on with the 75 tackles in a season. That's another 4.5 upgrades. It's 4.5, by the way. So basically now that's at 9. That's 9 upgrades from what overall he's already at that point in time. And then you go down and you see 10 deflections in the game. Get you another 4.5. So now he's up to almost 13, 14 upgrades in overall just from hitting these goals. Here it is again, best DB award. Add that on top of that. That's 2.5, maybe 3 upgrades. Here you go, defensive rookie of the year, which you can only get when you're a rookie. You need to strive for it. 9,600 XP, 19,200 defensive player of the year. Now, it's best to get these when they are young, so then when it comes time for them to be better, when it comes time for them to be older, they are already better. They are already at the highest overall they can get. And then when it comes down to these legacies and things of that nature, they're going to go ahead and basically already be within reach. So now it's adding toward the legacy score. They're adding to all of this. Some of them even have the XP within their legacy goals too. So they're just adding on to their legacy, adding on to their resume, things of that nature. Now, what I do want to show you guys, if I go all the way over to my captures, there's somebody in the league that I'm in that actually built up Calvin Austin. Calvin Austin, you guys know that you go over here to the Saints. I mean, not the Saints, the Seahawks. Like over here, he is a 92 overall with 98 acceleration, 93 agility, 92 change of direction, 82 awareness, 97 catching. And I'm like, whoa, what is up with this dude? Well, he has 12,274 XP to upgrade. He's 25 years old. So you do this with somebody younger, that's already going to be close to like a 99 overall. You guys know what overall he is already in the game. He got him up to a 89. Yeah, 89 overall. And then look at his motivation and tags. No, not motivation tags, progression history. You guys see that it shows you the XP and legacy morale that they go in and add towards the player already. You go down here, you see he has 3 receiving touchdowns in the game. That gave him 1,000 XP. You see the receptions and receiving touchdowns and things like that. You go down here, you see he has 11 upgrades, almost 2,500 XP, great to his legacy, things of that nature. But then this is where the crazy part comes in. I kept scrolling down and seeing that he actually broke some records. He broke, if the thing goes down a little bit enough, he broke the season record for receptions. Those records being broken gives you hella XP. You go and see the regular, only had 300 receiving yards with a wide receiver. I can easily break that. That's going to give him hella XP. Now, he went on and went crazy to the point where he went and broke 2 records in the game. Now, the 2 records that he broke within the game, added on with the offensive player of the week that he got with that too, is he broke, well, this one, it was a season record for receiving yards. So not just a single game, a season. This one matched with the offensive player of the week. He broke 2 records right here, which is broke a season record for receiving touchdowns and broke a record for receiving yards in a game. So that pairs up together to be close to 8,000 XP. As you guys can see, he got 13,252 XP in one game. And already with the upgrades that he already had within there as well, other upgrades that he got within like the certain stats and things that he got, you guys see his XP bar is at 12,000. You can get 1 full bar just from breaking records and things of that nature. Now, if we go down to week 7, I think he did some more. I don't know. I think that was it, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, broke the season record for receiving yards again. So basically, if you know where you're at when you have that record, and then you keep piling it up, you keep getting the XP for that. As long as you keep bumping up the record, you get the same amount of XP. So you guys seen the season record for receiving yards, which was inside of week 7. He got it twice. So here it was one in it was one here in week 8, as you guys can see here. He broke with receiving touchdowns 1 game, and then season yards. He broke season yards here. You can get it twice. Or let me see, broke record for receiving yards in the game. So this one was season in the game. My fault. The ones that is a season for the record in the, receiving in the game, you can do those twice, not the season record. The season record, as long as that keeps going up, you're not going to get that repeated. Let me rephrase that. If you break a record for how many is in the game, you can keep going up. So seeing all of that made me think, now I had to sit here and make this video for the certain people that kind of needed it. So like Kalen Clarkson, that's a very, very good pickup for somebody to sit here and build up. And that's what the thing when you find these guys, you think they like a 61 overall, they are normal, really nothing going on with them. If you look at their legacy goals and look at it, they actually have hella XP if you boost them up. 18,000 XP matched with the 3,000 that they had in there. All you got to do is get 5 picks with them and you upgrade them heavy and play with them good throughout the season, getting the offensive player of the week, breaking records with them. You can get this very, very easy. Very, very easy. And if you're in the cornerback and you have him in the slot, or you people's tackling him within that area where they're playing at, is whether it's on the left or the right, you can easily get that 75 tackles in a season. You can even use them and get that many tackles in a season. Go down to the bottom, you have 10 deflections in a season. If somebody throws it towards them and you literally push square or X, depending on what system you're on, you can easily get 10 deflections in literally less than 2 weeks, if anything like that. Especially if they're your user, you can just wad it down to keep getting XP. Whether you win or lose, you're still going to get this XP. And if you keep doing all these stats where deflections actually matter and things like that, you get the defensive player of the year reward. You're stacking all this XP to build them up. So you guys see it's close to 4K just to upgrade them. 21, close to 22. 22 divided by 4. That's pretty much close to 5 upgrades. I mean, close to 6, but 5 upgrades. You go it over here to where the 18,450 is. That's pretty much 4 upgrades and some left over to get towards that next 5th upgrade. And you keep stacking them up. He could go from a 61 overall to go all the way up to at least probably around a 85, 90, depending on how well you play with him. So even when you see these low level overall and you know that you can go ahead and use them, why not use them, especially when they're at a young age? And now here's Demarion Overshown, one of my guys. Shout out to my man Overshown, killing it for the Cowboys right now. 11. It'd be cool. It's cool. You can go ahead and get these sacks in the season. You go ahead and get that. Boom. Basically 1,000 XP for every sack that you get. Keep going down. You see how much they will get for a best linebacker award. Be the same thing. Defensive player of the year. Stack that too. Stack all these together. You're going to upgrade your guys very, very well. Now, you guys see the XP and things of that nature to go ahead and get it. How are you going to get that in game? Well, we're going to go into not this. Didn't want to go inside of this. We'll go inside of weekly strategy, and I'll basically show you guys here in practice mode how we doing it. Go over here to free practice. Boom. Make sure you have the playbook that you want to use here as your offense, right? Sometimes it doesn't matter if you win or you lose. It's especially if you're tanking to get good picks for your team. Tanking to get these players up to literally trade them for better picks or to keep them for next season when you're actually ready to play is a very good strat. So I like to go to certain formations. So let's just say pack trips where I know that I can have 4 wide receivers here out on the field. And I'll go out here and I will spam this as much as I can. Now, there is some CFMs where you do not get to, there's play cooldowns, there's play limits, things like that. So make sure you do this in the right ones. But you guys see I have Turpin, I have Cooks, I have Lamb. Right over top of me, I have Jalen Tolbert. Basically, if I want to go ahead and build Turpin up, I can go ahead and just keep running certain things. And now it's at a point where there it is, it adds to his yards. It's going to go up throughout the whole season. I can just keep hitting certain routes, and I can keep hitting certain things, step up in a pocket, make a play, boom. But yeah, you keep force feeding and doing certain things to help the player out. And then at a matter of time, you're naturally getting his stats up. You're naturally getting his XP and stuff up, things of that nature. And then you're making him into the player that you need him to be. So boom, I cut it up underneath, I catch it. Now that's extra yardage that you can get with that player to help you out. So yeah, but also if they catch on to what you're doing, you have another person in the back burner to build up as well. So now you're hitting 2 players at once. You see that that people's eyeing on Turpin because that's who you want to go to. Now you can go ahead and run the ball. If they're predicting that they're going to pass because all they seen you do was basically pass the ball the whole time, Boom. Now I know this is man. I can go ahead and take this out. I can throw the ball deep like this now and hopefully get to him one-on-one. If it's man or they do something where they want to stack the run up like this, boom. Well, normally you do not run on double mug, but you guys know what I mean. If you see certain things like, oh, okay, I can go ahead and run on this, boom, go ahead and run on it. Now I'm getting Zeke extra. Yeah, I'm getting Zeke extra yards now. That's a big gain. And now you can go ahead and put it towards, now we're going all the way up here to where he basically got hit. So don't have to be accurate, it's an explanation. Now I can sit here and, well, not on that play because it definitely got, hit with it. But now, oh, that's good D. Never mind, I'm gonna have to throw that. Why was my own man blocking that? That's kind of wild. But basically what I'm saying is stack yourself up to a spot where you can set your players up to have good success. Boom. Now we have them for a touchdown. So now you use other players to get them that touchdown. If you can need a wide receiver touchdowns, it doesn't matter about yardage at all. Get down here to this certain spot of the game. Go over here. And now, why did he run that so slow? Jesus. If you just need touchdowns, get to where you need to go and throw it to that man. Get his touchdowns up. Get that XP and everything will be fine. If you want to get it organically, get it organically. That's fine, but make sure you're giving him those touches. Boom. Right there. Touchdown. Very simple. But yeah, as you sit here and figure out the XP that you get with that player, go into the game. Get a game plan to how you can go ahead and get those yards for them. And if you've seen that it's very hard for you to get a catch with somebody like this, one thing that you can do is do that wide receiver jet sweep where it's in shotgun and he passes it towards the wide receiver coming in. Because believe it or not, that counts as a pass play. It's basically a setup run, but because he passed the ball forward, it counts as a pass. So you can easily rack up receptions with running the ball. And all you got to do is basically find plays inside of certain playbooks that gives you that jet sweep. So we're going to go into practice again. I should have just stayed in there to kind of show y'all that. But yeah, you basically hit a jet sweep with a wide receiver coming in, and that counts as a pass play. Maybe it's inside of Green Bay. I don't know if it's in Green Bay. Go to play type. Let me see if it's in this. I don't think it's in this. Yeah, I think the concept. No, not concept. There we go. Jet sweep. It's not in this book. Okay. It's not in this book. But yeah, the jet sweep where you're sitting on basically in the shotgun formation and you can hit that sweep like in a gun doubles or some type of formation like that, then you can go ahead and run that play. Just keep that play in your favorites, keep that play in your audibles, and you can keep running and you're good to go. But other than that, that is pretty much a way to get your players up. And one thing for sure is if you are looking at your team and you see certain players that you want to keep and want to build up, let's just say here you go here and you be like, okay, Jalen Crawford, he has nice speed and things of that nature. I want to go ahead and build him up. Does he have the XP I need? Yeah, I see this here where he has 100 season catches. He gets that XP. But if that's not enough XP for you and you have people just sitting that they're not going to be playing for you, trade them. If you see Jalen Brooks here, you see he doesn't even have the lot. Not really worth upgrading because he doesn't really have that much XP for you to get. You can have certain players that sit here and don't play for you. You can trade because you're going to keep using these players here and you know that you can sit here and upgrade them with just hitting goals and things of that nature. Boom, you got 7,000 here, which is, it's okay. It's nice. It's not that 18K, like see that 24K that you can get for MVP. I want that with certain things I can get throughout the league. So if you see some of these players, you can go through them, see what they can get with their goals and things of that nature. If it's good enough for you, do it. If not, and you see the player has some interest in somebody else, go to somebody else that actually gives you interest, who actually gives you the certain, that certain goals, and do it that way. So now what I'm gonna do is if you go into an offline league just like I am in one now. And then you basically just search through, let's just say I need a wide receiver that's young of age, and that gives me a nice little bit of what you call it, that gives me enough XP for hitting certain goals. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So let's just say hopefully Malik Neighbors. So we're gonna go ahead and switch over to the Giants. No, actually no, I don't need to switch over to the Giants. So what I could do is, instead of doing that, because it's an offline league, it pretty much doesn't matter, I can just trade whoever I want. I'm gonna go over to Malik Neighbors. I'm gonna go down here to trade for. I'm pretty sure, I don't think they're gonna trade me Malik Neighbors anyway, because one, he did just get drafted, and two, he's really good. Yeah, he's not really gonna be somebody on the list where we can get anyway. But let's just go to the Bills. Let's go to the Bills and see if we can get Keon Coleman, see if they have anybody that we can take. I mean, give them. Okay, cool. So Malik Hooker, boom. Malik Hooker, gone. Now I can go ahead and check Keon Coleman and see his goals. You guys know he has a hit and he has a star. He has things of that nature. You look at his legacy goals, boom, 12,987 for hitting receiving touchdowns. You know you can hit 8 before certain time. You can have like 2 or 3 games where you can hit 8. You can hit 8 in one game almost. And you can keep racking it up. Just keep racking it up. And yeah, this is what you're pretty much going to find. If you see people on your team that you like probably a Jalen Tolbert, but you want to use Keon Coleman, go ahead and sell the faster player if he doesn't have that great XP. Because certain people just want speed, they just want height, and they just want to play. They don't want to hit these certain goals and they'd be like, oh shoot, and they got like hella upgrades. No, you know why? Because they have certain goals that you need to hit. So boom, somebody like a Keon Coleman could play over somebody like Brandon Cooks, because he's not going to get those goals for you. But if they have that X factor and things of that nature, go to somebody that you know has really good goals, get them, and then it'll be a huge flip, because now they are the same overall they in after one season. So yeah, just go to an offline league, pick on a certain team, go ahead and look through every single player that you want, look and see who got the right goal, go from there. But yeah, if you guys want a part 2, definitely let me know down in the comments down below. Any questions about CFM, we are going to go ahead and put it in the video for you guys and explain it in the best way that we can to get it in there. So all you gotta do, hit your training, hit your weekly strategy, see what goals each player has, and then go do it in game. Force feed the player if you need to. Do it organically. If you try and force feed it too much to where you lose games, that's a whole nother thing. But like I said, you do not need to win games to get MVP with somebody. It definitely helps, but as long as their stats is very, very good, you can get them MVP. So if you guys enjoy it, make sure you guys are going to leave a like, comment down below some other stuff you guys like to see, and subscribe if you guys are new. And as always, folks, peace out.